Very, very sad news. But Trinidad and Tobago's Independence Day Parade on August 30th, 2026 has now been canceled by the New York Police Department. And to be honest, that's a huge injustice to people that are from Trinidad and Tobago that live in New York City, people that were going to commute here, people that already had bought tickets and flights and stuff just to come here and celebrate. That's kind of messed up. And it's more than kind of, that's definitely messed up. Like I said, it's a huge injustice. People anticipated this, and there's no reason to why people are not able to celebrate their culture and heritage in New York City. We are the biggest city. This is part of the land of the free, home of the brave. We don't feel brave enough to speak up. We don't feel free when our events become declined, when we are the people that are oppressed. So I am very sorry, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm sorry for everyone in New York City who originate from Trinidad and Tobago and just wanted to finally have a good time.
Hey, y'all. I know a lot of y'all was planning on going to Trinidad and Tobago Independence Day Parade this Sunday, the 30th. But unfortunately, it's canceled. It's done. Party done. It's not happening. Now, let's make this clear. At first, it was approved. I don't know how they denied it afterwards. It was approved. That's why, as you see, Pix 11 posted and 105.1 posted. So, of course, they had to have legit information in order to post what was going on Sunday, in order to announce it, right? Okay, so some of the concerns were purpose route, traffic problems, bus routing problems, some of the information that the NYPD needed from the agencies they didn't get. So those are the main concerns. And let's keep it real. Like, I feel like it's too much for them. Like, even down to Jamaica Parade, let's think about it, is taking up city time, city money, and they're getting prepared for the West Indian Day Parade September 7th. So they're not going to say it, but that's what it is. The city, all this is like, we need the city money, city funding, and they're not prepared for it. They don't want to do it because they feel like it's a waste of money because they're already doing the West Indian Day Parade September 7th. Okay, granted. But they need to just keep it real like that. That's all it's a money thing. It's also a safety thing too. They preparing for the West Indian Parade on the 7th. So they feel like it's just too much for them. And it is what it is. So hopefully next year, please God, the person that's in control of this whole parade, the agency, the organization, they could sit down from the drawing board for the 65th anniversary of Trinidad and Tobago and prepare it ahead of time so it won't be no confusion of any sort. On another note, I will be attending Soca Fest with Kess, Fayette Lions, Bougie Garland, and more. Fun with Friends, Bashment. I will be attending that also September 5th. Get your tickets. The link.
Trinidad, if I were you, Tobago, if I were you, any police officer that came up to my store asking for dollar and roti, doubles, anything, it's immediately no. After what they did today, it's immediately.
Tobago's parade that was supposed to happen this weekend on the 30th in Brooklyn, New York, has officially been canceled. Some reports are saying it's due to route concerns. I also see some reports saying due to permit concerns. I'm not gonna lie, this is like the second big event that was supposed to happen that got canceled in Flatbush. I know a lot of people are upset, but don't forget we also have Labor Day next weekend. And of course, I'll update y'all with events happening on the 30th. It's also my birthday weekend, y'all. Like, I'm tight. I was going to go to this since I wasn't able to make it to the Jamaican Day Parade. But let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you.
Now learning that the Trinidad and Tobago parade has been called off. According to the NYPD, there was no permit for this parade that is set to take place on August 30th. This parade has been canceled via the NYPD. Do not show up and do not go there. There was no permit, no approval. The parade has been shut down.
New York City is having its first ever Trinidad and Tobago parade Sunday, August 30th, 2026. So y'all know what's going on. My people gonna be outside. And y'all know I'm gonna be outside. Yeah, I'm saying, so make sure y'all grab y'all friends, grab y'all family, your auntie, your mommy, your grandma, and don't forget the punching and the white oak. So y'all, let me know in the comments, y'all, who's gonna be there, who's coming to the Trinidad and Tobago parade, Sunday, August 30th, 2026. Y'all let me know.
I know, we understand. We get denied the visa enough time. But me curious, we allowed to come on a parade this weekend? We are allowed to come on a Trinidad parade? We just come in to drink liquor. We not cause no problems, we not make no...
Tobago's official Independence Day Parade and Picnic will be happening this Sunday, August 30th, 2026 at 2 p.m. on Church Ave and Flatbush Ave. Did speak about this a few weeks ago, well, maybe a week ago, and I was trying to say, I don't know which one was the correct date, the 23rd or 30th, but we officially have confirmation that the 30th is the official date for it. Let me know in the comments if you plan on going. I missed the Jamaican Day Parade, and also, this is my birthday weekend, y'all. Tomorrow is my birthday. Big Virgo. Let me know in the comments if you plan on going. My name is Ethiopia. I'm an events creator, content creator. As always, see you. Tobago is going to be having their own parade on Church Ave and Ocean Ave, August 23rd, 2026. Yes, I seen it for the 30th as well, but apparently it's been changed to the 23rd, starting at 2 p.m., so that's literally a weekend away. I would love to hear from the official organizers, so if you are them, please hit me up. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you do plan on going. My name is Ethiopia. I'm a live events creator, content creator. I will see you.
The parade celebration, which is a part of our culture, is about 2 months away. But could we look forward for it? In some days to come, the people of Trinidad and Tobago would have their constitutional rights restored upon them, meaning that the SOE, the state of emergency, will no longer be in effect. However, the Prime Minister has indicated that if the TTBS makes a recommendation to extend the SOE, she may be inclined to honor it. But the question is why? You see, thus far since we have been having these SOEs, there have been reasons. 1, gang reprisals. 2, threats upon government official lives. And we've been dancing in between those and the criminal elements. And last year that saw us not have a parade or proper Independence Day celebration. We even had ministers in government classifying a national parade, our National Independence Day Parade, as a political, as a PNM event, and told persons they can host the match if they want to. To those ministers who said that, you're not fit for office. Independence Day, it is not a political event. As a matter of fact, it's the one day that people put aside their political differences and chant and cheer for what we will call our protected arms, our young groups who are on parade. It is where we see patriotism on a high, for that, at least for that one day. Now, remember the question I asked, could we even look forward for it? Well, that will be determined if the SOE is indeed extended, and what kind of threats are we going to, what kind of threat was the rationale for this extension? Because if they said the last time that they didn't have it because there were threats upon government official lives, and Independence Day is where majority of the armed forces are gathered, then what already going on? I want to hear your thoughts, your comments, your rationale in the comments.
We're in a challenging time within the country. Independence Day to me is a source of national pride, and there's no other gathering of unity like gathering with friends, family, and strangers to watch fireworks in the savannah. Isn't there another day that we could dedicate to prayer and reflection for this country? Maybe we need to rethink the split in the Ministry of National Security, because right now we have 2 wasted time ministers that have done nothing, and I mean nothing, for crime. I could definitely see myself saying a prayer for that. Our Independence Day Parade and annual fireworks display will be replaced with a National Day of Prayer and Reflection. This event is to unite citizens of all faiths and backgrounds during a challenging time within the country. Independence Day to me is a source of national pride, and there is no other gathering of unity like gathering with friends, family, and strangers to watch fireworks in the savannah. Isn't there another day that we could dedicate to prayer and reflection for this country? Maybe we need to rethink the split in the Ministry of National Security, because right now We had
Some breaking news this morning. Chief Secretary of the THA, Fali Augustine, has indicated that more than 1,000 workers employed under the 10 on 10 off arrangement in the THA Division of Public Infrastructure have had their contracts terminated, effectively ending the long-running program. Augustine had first announced plans to discontinue the arrangement in June, with the program extended until August, partly to ease the impact on families preparing for the new school term. This was reported by the Trinidadian. Importantly, the THA says this is not simply a cost-cutting exercise. Augustine indicated that there are reportedly close to 700 vacancies within the infrastructure division and that the intention is to move toward filling legitimate, established positions. He has criticized delays in completing the vacancy list and has appointed a 7-member committee to accelerate the process. So, the bigger story is this. Over 1,000 people have lost their existing source of income immediately, while hundreds may eventually have an opportunity to compete for more permanent employment. But even if all roughly 700 vacancies are filled from among these workers, that still potentially leaves hundreds without positions. This could become a significant economic and political issue in Tobago, particularly because public sector employment supports so many households. In addition to that, it doesn't mean that 700 from the 1,000 who are currently being sent home will be rehired, because they may not have the training, education, qualification for those positions. So we'll definitely keep paying attention to the story as usual, bring you updates as soon as we have them. We would love to hear your comments, leave them down below, make sure and keep it clean. Don't forget to follow the page and share the video if you think it's interesting.
Yeah, good day everybody. Always share the live, share the live, share the live, share the live. This is Melba here on a little small live here. I want to stay too long. All you know that the girl already stay long on a live. But I had to deal with Darren Marcel. And I want to tell Darren Marcel, you're too disingenuous, Darren Marcel. You're too disingenuous, you're too wicked. Or you never give Penny a chance. Never, since Penny come there, or you never give that woman a chance to be herself. You understand? Never get that woman a chance to be herself. All you want to watch.
Support Wagwan everybody. So my good people, in today's video we're going to talk about the Independence Parade that was meant to happen in New York City this particular Sunday on 30th of August 2025. And then imagine planning all this, mobilizing, preparing both financially and psychologically, and then the event gets cancelled last minute. So this news we've just gotten like less than 24 hours ago, and people are angry. Trinidadians abroad are angry. Imagine spending weeks preparing to celebrate your homeland. Then you've planned for music, you've actually bought flags, you've paid for upfront money for performance. You actually have families getting ready. You have people that are planning. Hey, and then just like days before the event, you are told that the parade is not happening. And what's the reason for that? Not even, it doesn't even make sense. So that's the situation now facing organizers and supporters of what was supposed to be Brooklyn's first standalone Trinidad and Tobago Independence Day parade. The celebration was scheduled for this particular coming Sunday, which is to be on August 30th. And just one day before Trinidad and Tobago celebrates 64 years of independence, hey, everything gets crashed down. So the plan was so simple. The plan was to bring Trinidad culture to that particular Flatbush Avenue. The plan was to bring the steel plan, the soccer, the flags, the food, families together, and then bring red, white, and black theme, or have red and white and black theme. But according to the latest reports that you've just seen, the NYPD denied the parade permit. Oh my God. Reason being that they are saying that proposed route would actually create a significant traffic problems, and it could probably interfere with the already established bus and truck routes, while also requiring the police resources that could affect adequate police and emergency coverage in the surrounding area. So now Trinidadians are asking, why did this have to happen so close to the parade day? Could another route have been an alternative? Could another date have been an alternative? And perhaps the biggest question of all is, why did a celebration that was supposed to unite the Trinidadian community suddenly become a controversy just days before Independence Day? So today we are actually talking about what really happened, why the people are angry, why the NYPD is saying what the NYPD is saying, and what could happen next. Because you see, this is not just simply about a parade. For many Trinidadians who are living abroad, it's about home. So, what was supposed to happen during that day? Brooklyn, or Trinidadians in Brooklyn, they were preparing for to host its first standalone Trinidad and Tobago Independence Day parade in New York. The event was scheduled for this coming Sunday, and it was to begin around 2 p.m. at Church Avenue, Flatbush Avenue, with a procession planned towards Prospect Park. And the timing was very, very significant. Trinidad and Tobago's Independence Day is actually 31st August. So the Brooklyn celebration was supposed to take place just one day before the country marked its 64th anniversary of independence from Britain. The theme was the culture, the people, and the freedom that they actually got. And the event wasn't supposed to be just people walking down a street. The plan included step plan, it included performance, it included music, food, family activities, and a celebration of Trinidad and Tobago's identity. So I want you to think about that. What that means in Brooklyn. You have people who were born in Trinidad, and you have people whose parents were born in Trinidad. You have children who may have never lived in Trinidad but still grew up hearing about soccer, eating doubles, pillow, and are out hearing stories about home and watching their parents proudly wave the national flag. So imagine, guys, imagine all that was supposed to come together, and Flatbush was supposed to be that particular place where all this was to happen, and then came the permit problem. So the permit was later on denied, and we've seen people coming out talking about it, because according to the report, to the reporting that is based on the documents obtained, the NYPD denied the parade organizers the permit application. And imagine, this is really, really complicated. According to NIPD, they are saying that the problem was the proposed route. Only that, nothing else. So I don't know what's really happening with this, because they could have suggested something else. And the Department of NYPD also said that its prior operational experience with events using the proposed route showed that the parade would actually be substantially and unreasonably interfere with, it will actually interfere with the route. So that was all about the, when we talk about the route, I talked about it earlier. So they also say the event will require police resources that could adversely affect its ability to maintain adequate police and emergency coverage in the surrounding area. So if we really think about this and try to analyze it, the document explanation is not that the NYPD said Trinidadians' culture shouldn't be celebrated. No, it's not that the officials publicly said they didn't want Trinidadians in the streets. No, they actually, the main concern here is logistics and public safety from the look of things. And yeah, it's really hard to understand that, because if it's all about logistics and safety, then could there have been other route that the NYPD could have given these particular people, Anyway, frustration begins at a point whereby, if you look at the reported documents, the denial was actually issued on 20th. The parade was scheduled on 30th. So that's only like a few days apart. Imagine, few days apart. Like, does it even make sense? Because people want to know, why did the community get this answer so close to the event? because by this point people have already planned for this, and the musicians have been preparing, the vendors have been preparing, transportation had been arranged. So you can imagine you already bought outfits here and there, and then you're organizing for something that is getting cancelled later on. Okay, anyway, hopefully it will just happen another time. But then why are Trinidadians so angry? You know, Trinidadians are angry because if you look at this purely as a traffic management problem, you'll get to miss something. For Trinidadians living outside or living abroad, independence celebration can mean something deeply personal. It's about identity, memory, family, and culture. It's about being thousands of miles from the place you still call home. Imagine growing up in Brooklyn with parents who constantly reminded you that this is where you are from. Maybe your mother grew up in San Fernando or somewhere else, and or rather Arima. Maybe, I mean, just look at that. Your family is there like everywhere. And then for you, you only spend in Trinidad and Tobago during the summers only. So I don't know. I don't know, because these children that were born in America and they have never been to Trinidad and Tobago, they have actually heard so much about their country back at home. So when you hear that Trinidad and Tobago Independence Parade in Brooklyn is happening, of course you're going to be very, very happy, because for you, you'll be like, this means something. And this wasn't just another Sunday event. For many people, it was a connection to home, and that's why the reaction can be like extremely emotional, because people are not simply thinking there are no parade, they're thinking that why couldn't we celebrate our country here? So the timing is what has really angered the people, because you see the NYPD are saying that the road creates logistical problems. But again, yeah, as much as it's fair, but you see, uh, as much as they also talk about large parades being complicated, and New York City has buses, trucks, emergency vehicles, pedestrian, like so many. And if all of these are moving at the same time, then it's going to create an enormous challenge. So the NYPD itself explains that parade permits are reviewed with other city agencies, because events can affect their operation. And also the department also advised the organizers to plan, like if you're planning for like large events, they should submit applications like earlier. So for this case, I don't know when did they really submit the application. Anyway, the community of Trinidad and Tobago in America, they're still going to ask so many questions. And I don't know what you think about that. Imagine being one of the organizers, and then you're put in, yeah, and then you're put into this particular situation. What are you going to tell the people, honestly? Because that also, we also need to understand them. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.